Hey everyone, I'm Jenny. Thanks for tuning in, of course, to my weekly series, Cosmic Vibes. Now, make sure you subscribe to my button down there in order to get content. And so changing my channel here and going to be adding on different and new content and so on and so on. Now, the only way you're going to catch it is to see it, right? By hitting that button down there. Subscribe, for goodness sakes. So now let's start talking about this week's energy. What's coming up? We have that new moon in Capricorn coming up, and I can tell you right now, prepare yourself. This is the new black moon coming. We are moving into the new year, 2025. Now, if you want to get the full blown out scope for what's 2025 all about, what to expect, and so on, how to work through it, make sure you watch my 2025 predictions video. I had done it a couple of weeks ago to give you some insights into 2025, what to expect, how to work through it, and so on. So it gives you that time to prepare and work through situations differently and at certain times as well to help you shift through it. We're also moving into a snake here, universal 9 year. So there's a lot of information on that predictions video. So make sure you watch it to know what's coming up. I'm just saying, right? So now, how many of you guys are going out on New Year's Eve? How many? I mean, I'm usually the one who's in bed, like way before midnight, unless I'm still up or whatever like that. But I normally don't go out on New Year's Eve. I haven't for many, many years. So that's just myself. But if you guys are going out, let me know what you're doing because you might even find that on the 31st, you're going to be feeling that, I'm not sure about today. You're going to be like, should I go out? Should I not go out? Like some people, so many things have changed. You might even find, you know what, I'm just going to sit back and we're going to have some friends and family come over instead, or, maybe just kind of like a nice dinner, or maybe you're going out and socializing to some grand New Year's Eve party. I mean, I'd love to be in New York City, actually, watch the little ball go down for a New Year's Eve, like Dick Clark, all of that energy from many, many years and years. I think that would be like just the best thing ever. However, I'm not in New York right now. I'm not saying I won't be there next year because I don't know. So now let's first talk about this new black moon, this new moon that's coming in here on the 30th of December. So you're going to find that your sleep, of course, as we're leading up to it, can be a little bit off. Now, these zodiac signs, pay extra attention. Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, Aries, Libra, Taurus, and Virgo. You guys are going to be affected the most. I mean, like we all get affected. It don't matter what sign you are. However, certain moon times and full moons and so these signs can get affected most. So it'll be really interesting what you are doing on the 30th. I'm just saying, right? What are you going to want to do on the 30th? You might be like, you know what? I'm not going to be wanting any type of approval from anybody anymore. I'm going to start living my life the way I want. But you can't go out on New Year's Eve. You can't do this. You can't do that. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to live my life the way I want. And if I want to go out and do this, and if I want to stop this, or if I want to create that, you're going to find that December 30th energy is going to spark that, is going to trigger you, and you're going to be more intuitive during that time. You're also going to want to be, and you might feel actually more grounded because whenever you start making, some firm decisions about things, you're going to be like feeling more grounded. You know what? This direction here feels really good for me. I'm going to end this. You're going to be like more disciplined on that day. You're going to be like, you know what, starting this date or this and this, I'm going to be starting this. I'm going to be working on my long-term goals. This is the week, seriously, as we're moving into the new year, New Year's resolutions and so on, but especially under this new moon, this is the perfect time to set that vision board, set those intentions. But you very well might be drawn to set more long-term goals under this new moon. You're going to be confronting things, like you're going to be confronting fears. So, you know how I said that you're going to be like not wanting for approval? You're not going to be like, you can't tell me how to do that. You're not looking for approval from other people how to live your life. I mean, I live my life how I choose. Be dang hell when somebody tells me how to live my life. That's just me, right? But you're going to have more, like be more, like courageous that day of say facing your fears, no matter what it is, no matter what direction you want to do. And you are going to start really taking the steps forward, really bring in these changes. New moons are so powerful. They're all about new, new, new. So as we enter the new, 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 what happens? Endings. Maybe you've made a decision to end a relationship, to end a job, to end this, or that. Because when there's endings, there's new beginnings. But you're going to be facing your fears to make this happen, even more so. So you're going to be walking more into 2025 with ease if you have been not fighting with yourself. Because what's been happening and has happened is for those things you're still fighting with, you're not going to feel balanced. You're going to be feeling, I'm not grounded. Because as we're entering a new age, look back on December, even November, you could have felt that change was coming. The solstice time, even more change. November 19th, that big change. A lot of things lead you up. That's why, I say certain dates that you'd be feeling this or wanting to make these decisions no matter what it is. So the universal 9 year is all about completion. I give more details in my prediction video. You'll have to watch that, right? But you're completing situations. And as we enter into the new year, realistically, there's still leftovers, as I call it, from situations from 2024, right? So, and those situations will complete itself towards the end of February. So there'll still be situations that, have happened in 2024 that you're like, January, I'm still dealing with this, and February, I'm still dealing with that. But then it completes itself. So really pay attention what's happening, January, February as well, right? You could be healing with that snake energy. You're healing situations as long as you're allowing it, as long as you are facing situations as well. So this new moon and moving into this week is really, really big, like you very well even, like New Year's Eve on the 31st, be feeling more renewed. You could be feeling more lighter because you're going to be like on the 30th, I made these decisions and it feels right for me. I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Or some of you could be like, oh, good God. Oh my God, I got to deal with this. But you have to deal with that. We can't run from situation. We can't. They follow us. Oh, but Jeni, I'm going to go to Australia. I'm going to go to Japan. I'm going to go all these places. It's going to follow you. It's really going to follow you. You can't run. You can't hide. Energy follows you. So as you're entering the 1st of January, Happy New Year. Happy 2025, you guys. Universal 9 year, year of the snake, and so on and so on. It's also a powerful master number day. So for those of you who went out on New Year's Eve, you might be finding, oh my God, I'm tired. I didn't sleep. Maybe if you, indulged a little bit too much on New Year's Eve, and you're like, oh God, I'm just so tired. I'm hungover, let's say, or this or this or that. So you might find that day might slow down for you. It depends. It's really important to listen to your body. Because for those of you, let's say, are taking it more easy, you could be like, you know what, we're taking our Christmas decorations down now. We're going to like tidy up. Maybe we're just going to have like that dinner on, New Year's Day as a celebration for 2021, because it's that master number day. Some of you might be like, you know what, I'm going to like, clean out this closet. I'm going to like clean out my junk drawer, because you're going to be wanting to find that peace within with more calmness. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, 2024, thank God it's over with. Oh my goodness, now we can start off this new year. So you might find you're getting more chores done that day. You know what I mean? And laundry, cleaning things out, like whatever it is, you might still have some people coming over for dinner or, whatever it is. So go on your own flow and really listen to how your body feels that day, right? If you've been out all night, you're going to be like, oh, I'm too tired. Oh my gosh, listen to your body. Listen to how your body feels. You might even had a really restful night. You know what I mean? Like just sitting back doing not much, and you could still be really tired on the 1st of January. Really pay attention to where your body is because you might want that downtime regardless. Like, regardless, it's been 2024, it's a universal 8 year. There's a lot happened in 2024. Like, oh my gosh, some people might have really, made really huge steps forward and a lot of success and some people might not have. We all have our own journey to go through and so on and so on and so on. This is why it's really important to set some goals, like long-term, short-term goals, set intentions and so on, resolving issues that have been going on and on and on and on. Pay attention to the roadblocks and such. What's blocking you from getting there? And really pay attention because the 2nd and the 3rd of January, pay attention to your dreams. They could be a lot more lucid. You very well could be like, you know what, I'm seeing my worth more. Like, I don't deserve this. I don't, I don't deserve to be treated like that. You are going to get that brought to the table, really brought to the table, because for every problems, there are solutions. When I have a problem, I'm like, oh God, now what? Honestly, right? And I'm like, okay, how can I resolve this? Like, how can I resolve this? What's the solution for this? Maybe I have to reach out to certain people that specialize in this or that could help me with this or that. You know, that's what people are there for. That's why we're all unique. We all have our own abilities and wisdom and knowledge and such like that. That's what they're there for. Like if I needed a plumber, or if there was a leak in my house, I mean, I'm not going to be able to fix it myself. No, what I do, plumber, right? So really pay attention to that because you might even find that, you know what, I I just I want to stay grounded. I want to make changes. I might want to go for a hike, or I might just want to go for a walk somewhere, getting outside in Mother Nature. I know the weather, where I am here, like we get like minus 30, 40, 50-degree winters. They're horrible, they're horrific. You don't know what to expect, right? So I'm not going to be going out for a walk. However, there's many other ways to get grounded and such like that. So you might find you're more passionate. Maybe you're going to be working on more of your passion projects and such. And really take a look back on 2017 to the year 2017. What was kind of going on then? If you remember, like something more significant. Oh, I wanted to meet that person, or geez, I really wanted to make those big changes. You're going to be reflecting back on that even now, and you're going to be like, maybe this is the time that I can end this situation finally, or end this job or career or relationship, or maybe it's now time I want to do those renovations, like certain things like that. And it's really important because when we're resisting, like, oh my gosh, things will stop flowing. Things will stop flowing and it's going to be a lot more challenging. With that Mars energy we had, December, Mercury retrograde and the retrogrades, yes, things were a lot more challenging and so on. Like we still have Jupiter, Mars, and Uranus retrogrades right now, and that's going to go on until February. So, it's all about making these changes, making these big changes. And as we get pulled into the new, things might be harder. Things might have been more painful. Like if you guys look back to what happened November, December, really take a look at what happened. Especially when it's more painful or major situations, you might have found that, oh my God, like this hasn't been easy. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened. If it's been health issues all of a sudden, if it's been like you've moved and there's been nonstop issues where you've been living where I'm at currently, that happened to me. Like, oh my God, maintenance here every day. Holy shit, right? But it's like certain things that get brought up during these certain retrogrades that need to get fixed, that need to get resolved. Do we like it? Are we emotional? Yes. Are we angry? Yes. Oh my God, seriously? However, it's like, you know what? Maybe this needs to get fixed right now. Like, maybe this needs to happen right now. Maybe I need that surgery right now. Maybe I have like all of those things because you're going to be healing in this year, 2025. Health ailments can have a tendency to heal itself out if you have been focusing and have paid attention to certain health situations. I have to go to a specialist myself, and I'm like, oh, I knew that. I just subconsciously knew that. I actually tried phoning a specialist, tried to get in. Oh, sorry, Jenny, you need a referral. And I'm like, I know, but I tried. Right. So I'm like, okay, so you went to your appointment. Gee, Jenny, we got to send you to a specialist. Yeah, I know. Right. So there's certain things that we know, but sometimes we have to take those extra steps to get there, to make something happen, and so on and so on. Right. And you're really going to find that this week that, you're going to want to make these changes, as I'm saying. So it's really important to pursue and go after what you really are interested in doing. What inspires you? What do you want to do? Right. And this is again where you very well could get that kind of like that trigger of, you know what? I don't need your approval anymore to do this. If I want to do that, I'm going to do it. And if you don't like it, we need to have a talk because this isn't going to work anymore. Like no matter what it is, right? As long as you're being truthful, standing in your heart, being honest with your heart with the right intentions, that's really the only thing that matters, right? So, it's like focus on the solutions of certain situations, and move into 2025 with ease as best as you can. You know what I mean? Like as best as you can. There's always struggles, there's always issues, of course, that's just part of life. And it's really important to really surround yourself with other people who inspire you, who, really make you feel good about yourself, who help you, who truly uplift your spirit. Why be around other people who put you down? You know how I'm saying you're going to get triggered with your self-worth. There's other people that you're like, wow, like anytime around this person or that person, they really make me feel like, turn that fan on here. That person or job or whoever it is, they really make me feel guilty or they really make me feel bad about myself or they all of those things. This is when you're going to be confronting these situations. I don't need your approval anymore. I don't want your approval anymore. I don't need your approval anymore. I'm an adult. I'm not 5 years old. Things like that are going to continually coming up, and it's to the point that that true self is going to emerge. So it's going to be like, you know what, this isn't okay with me. How dare you say this, this, and that? Because this week on the 28th and the 29th as well, there's going to be changes in relationships. And changes in relationships can be endings. Endings, I don't need your approval anymore. I know my worth. I don't deserve that. There can be beautiful new beginnings as well. You might even find that because we have Venus energy that day. You might even find that you're building more of a bond with your person. Maybe there's a friendship that you're like, you know what, that's my soul tribe. That I really connect with them. They've truly, I really get them and I know they get me. So there's different bonds you're going to be forming and even getting closer to and so on and so on. You're going to be wanting, to be with people that are more meaningful, if it's with work, friends, romance, in anybody, you're going to be like, yeah, I just can't be with them anymore. That's what the Venus energy does. Venus energy is all about relationships. So you might even find you could be more vulnerable, right? And that happens. It's like, geez, I need your help, like I'm struggling here. I can't figure things out or like, or I want to tell you how I feel because what you say to me or what you do, it's really hurtful. And you're going to find that in family situations too. You could be finding that your family on the 28th and 29th, there could be like more closeness, more bonding coming through. And it could be a day, like I'm saying, there's changes. You could be like, I don't care if you're my sister or my brother or my mother or whoever. You can't talk to me like that. I don't need your approval. All of this combined, right? This week could be very topsy-turvy, I'm telling you. And it's like, okay, if somebody addresses something, it's like, okay, like I'd be like, if I have to talk to somebody, let's say, I'd be like, I have some concerns with this situation or whatever it is, no matter what it is. And I'm like, I want to resolve this. Like, can we resolve this? Or this keeps happening. Like this keeps happening. And I have to keep reminding you, and I have to keep on checking, and I have to keep on whatever it is, right? So if situations are like continually with issues and problems, and you're like, oh, this is when you have to make a decision. Because if not, what happens? What you allow continues. So no matter what, you could be like, this just isn't working for me anymore. We faded apart, perhaps if it's a relationship, or, I just want to really build on our relationship because, like when we go through difficulties, your relationship actually can get stronger, right? It's when we go through those challenges, how we work together, which can make and build a relationship stronger. There's been people that have come back from your past. I actually reconnected with somebody again from my past the other day, and I'm like, wow, I've heard from you for, quite some time. And and he's like, I know I've been busy and stuff. And I mean, I've been busy myself too. And it's like really nice to catch up with him, like it was great, like keep in touch. Yeah. Great. So there's a lot happening right now. And 2025, you're going to see a lot of things happening. Watch my video, for goodness sakes, predictions. My God. And it really helps as well, too, by the way, if you liked my video, make some comments. Let me know what's going on in you guys. I love chatting with you. I'm a chatter. I can be a chatter when I'm with the right person, right? And if I have time and so on. Okay, so now I'm also going to pull a couple of cards to see what the universe has to say for you. I do not use cards whenever I'm doing a reading. I'm clairvoyant, psychic medium. But when I'm doing these YouTube videos, I do pull cards because I'm like, okay, spirit, what's the message for the collective? What's their message? You know what I mean? So not all of you guys are going to resonate with these cards, right? However, some of you will. And I never know what message is coming through from spirit because I literally get 24/7 messages. I haven't been sleeping that great lately. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, okay, all these messages are coming through. And I'm like, really? And I haven't been getting back to sleep, but yet I got a lot of energy. I'm like, okay, spirit, whatever. I'm just leaving it up to you. So new moons and stuff too, by the way, just to give you a heads up. I'm also an animal communicator. So, for your pets that are present and have passed on, I'm not going to go into a lot of details. I'll get all teary-eyed. So just really keep an eye on your pets. New moons is a really big time for people to pass as well, and our animals and so on. So when you get that pull of, I got to get a hold of that person or go see them, or my pet's acting a little off, get them checked. Our animals are very sensitive and they react to all these different kinds of energies and so on. You know, um, we all have concerns with family and loved ones and friends and so on as we see health issues, so it's just really important to show compassion and kindness and understanding towards other people, right? So let me pull a couple of cards. I have a tendency to stop myself at times, from saying certain things. Because I'm an observer, I can see a lot, but I do hold back on things um, on purpose. So, anyways, let's pull a couple of cards here, guys. So I'm going to use the cards here. Mermaids and Dolphins by Doreen Virtue. Here's the back of the deck. I didn't use the front of the deck. It's over here in the corner somewhere. So now What is the message from the 28th to the 3rd of January? The message. Set your intentions, you guys. Really set your intentions like under this new moon. Oh my goodness, manifest, put your crystals out to rejuvenate themselves, so on. 28th to the 3rd, 28th to the 3rd. What's the message from? Oh, wow. How interesting. Soulmate relationship. New romance with the spiritual basis is here for you now. This isn't a romance deck I'm using. This is a basic deck. So you know how I talked about the 28th and the 29th with Venus energy. Some of you might meet your soulmate. Some of you might connect with a soulmate. Our soulmates can be anything, anybody really. However, I'm really hearing, this soulmate energy, new doors are opening, people from the past have come back and are coming back. We're still in the holiday season, which reunions, oh, how is it going? Like great holidays and so on, and Hanukkah and all of the holidays and so on. We can reunite with different people. Maybe your person that you've had your eyes on, maybe they're single now, maybe they're available, or maybe you're available now. Things come together in divine timing. You can now move into new relationships because Mercury retrograde ended. I mean, we're still at the very end of it with the shadow until the 3rd. However, go for it. Don't rush. Because if you rush into something too quickly, it can end just as fast, right? Wow, how exciting. How exciting. Just take your time getting to know somebody. We can meet somebody and like, wow, powerful connection there, right? Or somebody from our past, right? We're like, wow, that's our person. Don't rush in. I'm telling you, just because you have chemistry with somebody does not mean that's your person. There's a lot of karmic involved and karma and so on. That's why I also do past life Akashic records. I give you details, who they are, why they're here, what happened in another lifetime, where can things headed. And then I give you my information, then it's up to you. Just don't ever judge anybody. We all have our own path to walk upon. So what decisions certain people make has nothing to do with you. We all make mistakes. We all have lessons to learn. That's part of evolution, and if we don't learn from it, what happens? We repeat it. So I'm going to use these Ancestor Spirit cards by Jade Sky. This, so I was going to say something and then I'm like, so it can be an emotional week, you guys. I'm just saying, like we're still healing and letting go. And as we reflect back on 2024, maybe, some of you have lost loved ones and family and friends and your animals and stuff. I lost Bella, my baby. She actually came in a dream the other night. I had a dream she was sitting on my lap. And I was just so grateful. I can feel her every night, walking beside me, and we shared the same pillow. So my head was here, her little head was there, and I can feel her. And sometimes I can feel her behind my back or my head too. And I talk to her, it's not easy. It's not easy. So what is the message for 28th to the 3rd? Your universal truth is within you guys. It really is. Okay. So the card that fell out here, whole self-help, natural therapies, balance, and Ayurveda. Now, I've been talking about health situations for quite some time. Look back November, December, as I mentioned before, when that Mars energy came in and that shift on the 19th, like some of you might have been expecting unexpected, something could have happened and you're like, oh my God, now what? Or, oh my God, right? Or maybe you got on the scale and you're like, oh my God, I gained 50 pounds. Like whatever it is, you know what I mean? There's so many different things. So it's really important to start working on your health even more and more and more, even little changes. It's like even my situation that I had to go to see the doctor and and I'm like, I was avoiding it, and I'm like, okay, you have to go now. You have to go, and I'm like, well, they're going to send me to a specialist. And yeah, of course. Right. So now I'm still waiting for them to call and God only knows when that will be. But anyways, surrender spirit for the right timing. But as long as you're dealing with health, like making changes, putting your foot down, cutting certain things out, maybe in your diet, maybe some of your like, what, I'm going to try more natural remedies, or maybe certain foods that once upon a time ago that you're like, I used to like, but now I don't like anymore. Like I even found that out the other day. I'm like, oh, I used to like this, and I tasted it and I'm like, oh, I don't like it anymore. So our body goes through changes and so on and so on and so on for many different reasons. You know what I mean? And make sure you guys are drinking a lot more water too, or solar flares that's just going to keep on increasing, 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 which causes havoc in our bodies and the universe and so on and so on. Like look at the volcano again erupting and Big Island. And, I give all my forecasts. And so I'm just saying, prediction video, you guys, hello. Actually, I'm getting full to our animals. Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. I have a few animal decks. And sometimes I use them on myself, what's coming up for me. So, and I use my cards for you guys. So some of you might not resonate as I'm saying, some of you might. So what is the message from our animal kingdom from the 28th of December to the 3rd of January? What is our message message? Some of you might decide, you know what, I'm just going to move far away. I'm making these big changes. I don't want to live in the city anymore. I don't want to live in my town. I'm moving far away across the country, out of state, out of country, out of province, whatever. I'm giving myself a little time here and I'm going to make decisions myself. When my lease comes up for renewal, even though I just moved in here, I'll see where things are at. And I keep feeling I'm here temporary, honestly, but who knows? 28th to the 3rd. Ooh, oh, wow. I love this card. I have so many stories, but I'm not going to go on and on. I think I told you one of my stories about the ravens many years ago. The card, by the way, is raven, represents news as well and magic. And, there's many reasons. That ravens are very magical. Like if you guys noticed 3 ravens flying over you, let's say, for an example, you are going to hear somebody's getting engaged or married. I'll just give you another example. My Irish Wolfhound McTavish. I was doing home care at that time. I knew things weren't well with him, and he was giving me messages that he was soon leaving. But anyways, I was at this home doing home care, looking after patients, and the biggest raven I've ever seen. I mean, it literally looked like it was from a movie. Landed on the window sill, was looking right at me. I'll never forget that. And I knew. So, needless to say, my wolfhound that passed away, my Irish Wolfhound. There's more to the story I don't want to talk about. I'll start breaking down. Ravens are very magical. All of our animals are magical. There's signs everywhere. They're there to protect you. They're there for many reasons. People, different cultures, of course, think they're omens and so on and so on. They can be. There's messages everywhere. That's why whenever, there's an animal that have passed on or an animal in presence, I'll know if that animal's trying to get my attention and talk to me. So, I can already heard my puppy talking to me who's passed on, who's not born yet. I don't know if I talked about that or not, but anyways, don't get me going. Don't get me going. I'm very sensitive to animals. I'm very sensitive. So use the raven for the magic and such like that, and really pay attention to the messages from the raven. Some of you, might know your power animal. Some of you might not know your power animal, and so on. So now let's just kind of pull the crystals here. I love crystals for you guys who know crystal spirits here. By Jenna Della Grottagala, probably pronouncing that wrong, of course. Illustrations by her, by the way, but Colette Baron Reed is who the author is of this. She has beautiful work. So I love my crystals. Like I have so many crystals I can open up the store. Like look how big this is very heavy, very heavy. Right. I call it like a turkey leg or a drum roll. I bought both of them because I have two of them. I couldn't decide which one I wanted. And I love the energy in both of them. Like, oh my gosh, like I have one of my Lazarus here, crystals here. I usually buy really big ones. Here's my Lemurian crystal. Like they're, believe me, I got them everywhere. I keep this one here close, angel wing. I bought a few of these big ones actually, and where I have Bella's little altar, my dog, I have like an altar just for her and really big crystals and angels and so on. And angel wing crystals and such. And under this new moon, make sure you put your crystals by the window ledge so the moon energy can get it, or put them outside. You feel safe enough so nobody's going to come and steal them. Because it rejuvenizes them. There's different ways to do it, but the moon magic, like, hello, full moon, new moon. New moons are more powerful than full moons, by the way. So let's find out what the crystals are saying to us, by the way. I'm seeing somebody. Oh, I can't. So there's somebody watching this. The woman, African American, and very gifted, very intuitive, very well could be reading cards, by the way. Just please know your worth because you're very good at what you're doing. You are on the right path. You are very much on the right path. I literally hear that you're feeling, you got people around you and such like that, but you could be feeling more alone and such like that. So, which is perfectly normal right now. Because as your vibrational frequency rises and such like that, you very well could be feeling more alone and off and lonely at times and such like that. But you are on the right path. Believe in yourself. You don't need approval from others. So I didn't hear your name, and even if I heard a first name, I wouldn't say it. But I don't hear your first name. But if you are listening to this and watching this, and oh, wow, I just showed you this crystal, literally, Lemurian quartz. Look at the face. Like here's my Lemurian quartz. Look at that. Lemurian. Look at that. Lemurian quartz fell out. So some of you, like you're reflecting back on other lifetimes. You might have more dreams about your once upon a lifetime. Maybe you're looking to get a past life reading done. Maybe you're meeting people from different, times where you're like, wow, I really feel a connection with that person. I just met them. There's more to it than that. I'm just saying. So when you meet somebody and you feel like, wow, I feel as if I know them. Yes, they are from another lifetime ago. However, oh, the chemistry. Yes, but that could be very karmic. Might not go as well, or that could be your soulmate. I'm just saying. So now make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Please like the video, make some comments and so on. And let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see as well. I'm going to be making some changes as well and maybe adding on different videos and see what you guys like and what you don't like and everything like that. Check out my predictions video as well. And keep me posted. Follow me on Instagram, Jeni G Cousins. I'm out there. Follow you right back. My team posts stuff up there too. So namaste.